Rory, Scotty, unstoppable today. Can you just give us your reflections on that and your week here?
Yeah, none of us could hang with Scotty this week. He's an incredible player. He's been dominant this week, but honestly, he's been dominant for the last couple of years. He is the bar that we're all trying to get to, and in a historical context, you could argue that there's only maybe 2 or 3 players in the history of the game that have been on a run the one that Scotty's been on here for the last sort of 24 to 36 months. So incredibly impressive. He's a very worthy winner, and but also he's a great person, and I think he's a wonderful ambassador for our game as well. So I'm really happy for him and Meredith and his family.
How special a homecoming as the Grand Slam champion has this been for you? The crowd's sensational this week, and I'm sure it was quite an emotional experience being part of this.
Yeah, I tried as best as I could to keep my emotions in check, especially walking up the last there and that reception. Look, it's been an awesome week. I've gotten everything I wanted out of this week apart from a claret jug, and that's just because one person was just a little bit better than the rest of us. But it's been an amazing week. I feel so thankful and just so lucky that I get to do this. I get to do this in front of this crowd. Hopefully I'll have one or two opens left here if the RNA decide to keep coming back. Probably one while I'm still competitive and one while I'm more grey than I already am. But it's been incredible to come back here and to play and at least feel like I had a chance today going out there. So yeah, just an awesome week.
Both events here, opens at Portrush, have been amazing sporting occasions. How hopeful are you that they can come back here very quickly?
Yeah, I mean, I think Portrush has quickly turned into one of the best 2 or 3 venues that the Open goes to. So, talk to every player this week and they won't say one single bad thing about the golf course. And then I just think the way it sets up, it's from a logistical standpoint, I think the RNA have worked so good with the local government to make sure everything runs smoothly. And I hope so. I mean, it's only been 6 years since 2019. I'm not sure Portrush is going to have the Open every 6 years. That would be nice, but I would obviously love it to keep coming back.
Have you ever tried so hard to just stay in the game when things weren't going great this week and ending up at tied 7th, but having a chance all the way right up to the back 9 on Sunday? I feel like I try my hardest every time I play. So I'm not going to try even harder here. If anything, that's probably to my detriment. But I felt like I did well. 8, 9, and 10 today were the ones that killed me. Not that I was never going to get to 17 under. I don't think so. I could have maybe finished second, which would have been better than where I did finish. But only making par off those tee shots on 8 and 9, and then the double on 10 after the flyer. That sort of that did me in, and then I just tried to play. A good back 9 and finish as well as I could. Are you sharp again, Rory? Like really sharp again, as we saw at the start of the year with the 3 wins? Do you feel that coming back?
Yeah, I do. But I also had the 3 wins when Scotty wasn't quite on his game. So he's but I do. I feel good. I feel like being back in Europe for a bit was a nice reset. I feel like I'm getting back to where I want to be, and we've still got a lot of golf left this year. With obviously Ryder Cup being the big one in there in September, and just make sure I don't want to play too much leading up to that because I want to be fresh. So I'm looking forward to a few weeks off here, and I'll reflect on what's been already a good year and start to get myself ready for that run up to the Ryder Cup.
Rory, one of the few players in history to accomplish the slam, but I'm just curious, what are your feelings watching Scotty go on a run like he has over the past couple of years?
I mean, admiration. I think all you can do is admire what he does. And how he does it. I think what he does is one thing, but how he does it is another. And he just goes about his business, doesn't do anything overly flamboyant, but he's the best at executing in the game right now. And he's been absolutely amazing over these past 2 to 3 years. And as I said, all you can do is tip your cap and watch in admiration.
Rory, from a personal perspective, is it motivating or perhaps dispiriting to see Scotty when he's in form like this, because he's been untouchable at times this week?
Neither. All I can do is focus on myself and try to play the best golf that I can. And I know that when I do that, I'll have my weeks where I'll contend and hopefully win.
Thank you, Rory.